All right, let's get going. Oh, be best if actually shared the screen, wouldn't it? Desktop team. All right, let's get going. Desktop team. Right, did let's get going. Manage to looking at yesterday? If you remember yesterday, we said if the mark. Oh, sorry, can you see the screen? Anybody's okay. So we did say yesterday, I'll just take the trades off at the moment. If we get down to the closing gap, it would provide a very good buying opportunity. And obviously that happened. Was anyone around to take that gap, take the closing?
Yeah, I took it.
Right. Fantastic.
Yeah.
It's nice that someone listens to me. I think I'm talking to myself most of the time, but never mind. But that's great. I'm really glad. So, um, and then the early bird this morning trying to close this gap. I'm just wondering whether we should maybe let the gap bounce down. Actually, no, we'll actually leave it. We'll leave it where we are. I'll take it out to 15 minutes, and we'll see where we go. So, right, let's go. Well, do we call it Taco Tuesday? Do we with Trump? Well, anyway, so ATR day 9 on the FTSE, Dow 40, and the Dow really shot up. DAX, I should say, shot up big style. RBA overnight kept interest rates at 3.85. It's expected that it was going to reduce it down to 3.6, but it hasn't. That's given a wee bit of strength. The tariffs, which are the big talking point, really. Well, it was a night. Yeah, I'm just having a look. It's 8th today. 9th was the deadline. That's been extended to the August the 1st. And the ranges go from Korea from 25% to 40%, and expected that actually India might be signing a deal today for 10%, and Europe, Trans-Europe are looking for 10%, but Trump is saying it's more likely going to be 17%. So with England getting the deal at 10, it gives England a better advantage over Europe for trading with the US. Oh, what's happening? We're losing people. They're all pinging off. Is my internet connection good enough? Or is it people's bored of the news?
I can hear it fine.
No, everything's fine.
Yeah, it's okay here. I know Brian was having issues yesterday with his connection.
I was actually since I started talking about tariffs, I think, and you know what? I'm going to shut up about Trump. I'll be on me Todd in a minute. Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
Brian's got storms where he is, so there's an intermittent internet connection. He's just messaged me.
All right. Do you know what? There's some big storms here, big fireball storms. I got up this morning, the whole sky was red around here. And there's local kind of news house that in the mountains are all the light in flames. So not good, not good at all. But I can't see anything now. The sky is a bit overcast and dull with smoke, so I don't know how far the fires are away, but it would be my luck, wouldn't it, for the to burn through have a problem with a substation round here, or burn through the fiber optics and go black again. But never mind. Oil up yesterday, crazy by 2.5%, and leave oil alone completely, I think. Today on the daily edge, the only thing that really moved up was the DAX. Let's put this up. Oops, covered a minute. There we go. Up 1 point, just over 1%. And I won't go through all the trade tariffs, and there's extra reading if you want to look about trade tariffs and what's gone on. As you know, all the links are here. Significant events for today. Well, there really isn't any. They've all happened for the things that we're going to be trading today. And if you want to have a look at all the different extra further reading links are all here as well. Today, we always look at the FTSE in the morning. We also look at the S&P as well. And wow, I think I really need to update that one, don't we? That should be 82 flipping heck. I got a bit excited with the gap there, so I'll need to update and send out just after the close there. But I'm sure you can read that. Okay. Today we want to go for the gap. We're heading for the gap up here, and then we want to run as high as we possibly can into Camarella breakout long, if that's possible. S&P, well, with all the news on, the American markets have got a big pullback on the tariffs, and the closing gap was left open. But we did get a nice signal at 8 o'clock UK time to be able to trade that, but it didn't happen. It's too late for me to bother with that. So we'll go through these. Gold, I'm always a strong supporter of gold, and gold did exactly what it was said in my can yesterday, which was really, really nice. And we want to take another 15-minute bar again today. USD Swissy, well, we were talking about the dollar yesterday, and the strength of the dollar just carried on into some nice 4-hour support. So we'll have a look at that as well. And Kiwi USD, we thought throw another. Do you know what? Getting an issue. I need to set up a better template, because Word keeps. Every time I keep typing things in, it keeps moving around a little bit. So we'll get that cleaned up anyway and sent back out. But the data is correct. So we're looking at Kiwi USD as well as potential sales. So FTSE. So we've got a bit of a monster trade on here with around about a 15 pip stop. So we're up nearly 2% on the closing the gap trade here, yes, from overnight. And then this morning took an early bird trade, as you know. Where are we? Where is it? There we go. Put these in this morning. What time did I put these in? 6:30 this morning. To go on and try and get these gaps closed, but I'll put that back. So today, trading live, I'm just wondering, we're at 0.5% up. Let's just have a little look at this. Got a couple of minutes to go. Maybe tighten this up to 7 pips, guys. So we've got a 0.5%. That's if the broker will allow us to do it. Don't need to. We've hit straight away full target. So that's 1% on the gap trade, which is nice. But write this down. So well done, everyone who really did that. What we do want to do, I'd like to. So this is out of the way. We've got a bigger trade here, 15 pip stop. So we're up over 2% on that as well. And really what I want to do is try and attack Camarella breakout long today. We had a target higher. I had a target set before the 2-day low, but if you look at the daily edge, it's 88.27. And we'll put 88.27 in there, 88.27, because we're probably going to get a bounce off Camarella breakout long, and we set that already. So do expect everyone taking profit here and expect the market to pull back, because that's what it does. It's great, isn't it? This is a reliable YouTube. Something went wrong, so I cannot type into anyone, and I don't know why. It's just that something's gone wrong, and it never tells you what's gone wrong. So I might have to open a window somewhere else so I can actually answer people's questions. Well, a lot of crap. Right. I'll open up another window just under this little screen. Bear with me because I don't know if anyone's said anything or asked any questions. What we're looking for here is market to potentially bounce off the daily pivot as well. And we're going to look at the pivot buy-in as well. And I said to you, be careful when it breaks the daily low yesterday. And you can see a demonstration of you've got to be very careful if the daily low is broken first, pre-cash. And we'll look at that on the S&P. So let's just get YouTube up on another channel. Let's put this on so I can actually see people. I don't know why it does that to me. It just says, whoops, something's gone wrong, and doesn't tell you what's gone wrong. I just can't see anyone or talk to anyone. But there we go. So let's get video off. And we've got, come on, come on, come on. So we're waiting for a bounce off this pivot. To put it on mute, otherwise it'll be echoing like crazy on feedback. Okay, all right. Oh, so there's no one talking to me anyway, so that's fine. Oh dear. Done silence, right. So what we want to do is I'd like to keep this on and see if we can get a much bigger trade out of this. 55 pips, 55 pips, got it, 50. That would take us to 3.6% on that one. Do we need it? We've already got 1% in the bag. We could take half off here at 38. Divided by 15, divided by 2. We could bag another 1.26. And then we can do another fracker trade into C-bond. So let's do that at 40 pips. We'll take half off. 0.5 at 40 pips. So right, so 40 pips, 15 divided by 2. So we just banked another 1.33. That's taken us to 2.33% for the morning, and we're still going to half off and stop to entry. So I think we're looking at the aggression and the unbalanced volume. We probably could switch our frackers on. Yeah. Onto the 1 minute and look for some really tight fracks. Or we can just let this run up into the target. So we don't want to fracker below the daily pivot because the pivot is a key area. Although the market is bullish, oh, hi, AJ. Hi, man. We're liable to carry on anyway because we're above the daily pivot. Right. Okay. 5 seconds to go. See if we can get some semblance of a pullback to add to the trade. Would be nice. There's a pivot potentially starting here. So let's wait and see. Just quickly look at the other screens, see where we are. Great 15-minute bar setting up. One already has set up this morning, but the gold box are working as well. Right. We're in if you're right, USD Swiss is putting in a 15-minute bar reversal, which we want to trade. And the gold is also putting in a 15-minute bar long that we want to trade. So we've got Swissy coming down, gold going up, and we've got another opportunity in front of us here. So in 3 seconds time, we might get it. Yes, we've got a fracker there. So what we're going to do is can we get it in let's have a check, a 10-10, 1% risk. A break of that fractal will give us the opportunity for another 1%. Oh, it's so close. Right, do I want to do that? We could push it using the 9 EMA on a 1 minute. And I guess we could demonstrate how to use that, couldn't I? Let's do that. Just double check at my maths. Hey, yeah, I can't go with anything less than 10. So what we're going to do, we're doing a 10-10 at 88.18. We're going to put some alerts up into C-ball. And we're going to look at coming down at a micro level to manage this. Now, we've put an extra bit of wiggle room above this fracker because the market's had its first impulsive. Let's get my drawing pen out. It's had its first impulsive move. So this could be a reversal of the move. We don't know that yet. So impulsive move 1, pullback 2 for another mark up here. If this breaks here, then it's changing the whole structure of the way the market's moving in with regard to fractals. In that, this is a really nice fractal because it's actually above the daily pivot here. So we're trading above the daily pivot. The market is bullish at every level, even down to 1 minute. 200 EMA has got going up. So everything is looking really good. What I think I will do here is I'll put an alert down here in case we go a fractal reversal here, and then we can take this off and review where we are. If you want to make sure you lock in a little bit more in here, then we can lock in a wee bit more on the platform. On this changes platforms, colors. Only 1 minute. Toolbars, charts, listing, trend lines. All right. Right, I think we need to look at gold, I think. So I'm going to move that to lock in 15 full. That's locking in that we've only got half position now, and that was the stop. So we're locking in not 1% now, but locking in another 0.5%.
Triggered.
Yeah, so locking 0.5% down that C-ball. Let's just go and have a little look at gold, because we want to look at gold. We've got 3 minutes left on gold. Same for USD Swiss. I'll put this down a little bit further and back into the close. This is probably just going to be an impulsive wave coming down. Back into the 5 minutes, so it all looks a little bit more sedate.
Alert triggered. Alert triggered.
Gold well out of the way. I think we'll put this well out of the way down here if it comes back down to the daily low. And then we can come back to that. So I'm keen for 15-minute bar on gold. So this is the gold bot. It's just moved its stop to entry function. Every time the market moves up, you show the chord a little bit. So every time the market moves up, it's a stop to break even trigger is 5. It's been up to 5. It's spotted that trigger has to be implemented. The market pulled back, it immediately moved stop to entry function. So if we lose, we win. So that's great. Into 5 minutes, the target yesterday that we put in at 3340 got hit very nicely. Market peaked up. Asia Pacific market pulled the gold all the way up. And now we're looking at going up there again and beyond. Can we do a 15-minute bar? So here's a 15-minute bar. So if you haven't got I've lost all the people that might be on YouTube. Well, there's the people there, yeah. So if you haven't got the 15-minute bar guide and you want the 15-minute bar guide, then if you go to my website, you can download it free. I think the links are going to be on this video anywhere. But if you go into, oh, that's not it. If you go into free resources, and there, if you go into here, it's a 15-minute bar guide. You download that, it's completely free. If you're watching Ups the Daily Edge, then there's the Daily Edge there that we use every day. You can subscribe to that, it's just 10 quid a month, and you get that in your inbox every single day. But if you do not have a 15-minute bar and you do not know how you can actually 15-minute bar entry, you must be mad not to get that. It's free. And just download that guide, and then you can understand a little bit better some of the things we're seeing in the Daily Edge report and also on the live sessions. Now, quite interesting here on the 15-minute bar. Forget this, we don't ever include the amount we make out of bots, which is significant every day. So ignore that, that's not a manual trade. What we're looking at, we've got a lovely 15-minute bar here. You can see here, flat bottom, above the 15, the 1 hour, and the 4 hour. It doesn't get any better than that for an entry. The only way it would get any better is if you could get a break of that, a 1-to-1, which that's 8.7 pips, into the next target, and you cannot. However, we still can trade this. We've got bigger targets to go for. And we could put some alerts into here, drop down into a smaller time frame, and we can trade this. So stop really, this is the spread's 0.3. So really we want to be, give it some extra wiggle room, 9.5 and 9.5, 9.5 and 9.5. And I personally, I'm not suggesting everyone in the room knows what I do on this. Risk 2% rather than 1% on gold because of the hit rate so good. And we're going to go in at 33.40. I'm going to put an order in there for 33.40, which was a stop buy order. And we're looking for that break here. Now, because we're also on the same time frame for the Swissy, we need to go and look at USD Swiss. And what we're going to do here, we're going to put an alert up here. When we get right to these levels here, we'll put a stop to entry. We'll drop it into a lower time frame using a 9 EMA and show you how to squeeze it. So save that. Swissy, USD Swiss franc. There we are, USD Swiss franc. So that was the Dixie that I had up, just showing you. So we've got the Dixie coming down, weakness on the Dixie. We've got 15-minute bar. This is a will be a 15-minute bar. I'm just going to take this off. I've already seen it on a different screen, so we'll take that onto 15 minutes. So there is a 15-minute bar, lovely flat top. So we need to get into this trade. So we're going to look at that 16.3, looking at roughly 2 pips, spreads at 18, 9, 20 and 20 is what we need to be looking for here. So we're going to do a 1 pip break with a stop of the spread plus 1 pip going down. So let's just take this off. And we'll take this alert off here. And now we can put the order in below here, which is, should we do a 1/2 pip spread? Or shall we do, we'll round that down. We'll take it to that full 1/2 pip. That'll do the job. So we'll round that down to 5.5. I like whole numbers. So we've got a stop over this swing high here, and the market's coming down. We've got some much larger targets to go for. What did I put on the edge? So want to be mindful of what we type in here. People who are not in the room or on YouTube will be 905 is a bigger target. Yeah, I thought it was. So we can zoom out. We're now positioned ready for this to track. Interesting observations here. This is what we're waiting for. Yes, the market just came up and came up and came up, and eventually later on the evening, we did put the bots on. The bots traded nicely. Did oh, Paul's not there. Oh yeah, did you have your bots on, Paul?
Hi, Steve. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Right, yeah. So Swissy bots, USD Swiss bots work well. Do I want to put them on again? Have I left them on? Just have a quick check, see if I've left, see what bots are currently on. Gold's on, USD Swissy's not on. The gold bots on, as you know, I'm trading. I think I'd be minded to put the USD Swiss on again. I can't see it in my list. Hang on. USD Swissy. Somewhere in USD Swissy on as well. So we've got the gold box going long, USD Swissy going short. So we want to be short on this anyway. So we're take it right back to the 4-hour. Market's on its way down. Eventually, the mark on this 4-hour, what was support is now resistance. Market's dropped off there, and we're looking for this market to cruise down. So what we can do is put a 1-to-1 risk reward FIBO in there, and then we can extend those profits for the day. As you can see where it comes in quite nicely here. So we're just going to put the risk reward 2 on here. Oh no, we'll stick that in there. Put my alert down at 1% level here. And then I'm sounding a little bit unsure because I'm not going to be around too much today. Later on live. It's my last day here before I'm traveling back to the UK. So I've got a lot of tidying up to do, cleaning up. So I'm just going to leave that right down to the bottom target here. And as you can see, that's 2.5% trade with an alert here for the 1%. I might just take 1% out of the market and be happy with that for the day. But 79.05 is quite possible today. Let's put these zones in here. So we're just waiting for that to actually break down. So we've got USD Swiss at 7957.5, 20 click stop, 52 click target, 52.5. We have, I'll save that. We have gold. Don't need to get into too many. The idea is see if we can make 1 or 2% a day. We don't have to go crazy. You don't need lots of assets to make money. You just need to be good at trading at least one asset with a couple of different strategies. That's all you need. But I try and put a few different things to wet people's whistles every morning. Everyone likes to trade things in different assets. I was going to say people like to trade things in different way, but you probably shouldn't. You got strategy. You should have a strategy and you should adhere to it, and wait so you can apply your strategy. Right here. So that's the bot. Ignore the bot. I can't lose money at all. We're just waiting for that break up. I'm going to put an alert a bit further down here, just in case things move. Quick look back at what's happening with Forex here. Let's just do a run some of these filters. So no perfect for no perfect. There's some longs here. The DAX come flying out the trap. USD Japan 8. Yep, flying out the trap. It's quite bullish, that, isn't it? USD Japan, but wouldn't we really want to trade USD Japan again because of the macro conditions. Indies, is there any indie longs? Indicator longs, indicator shorts? No, there isn't. Any dippers long? Any dippers short? What about the 4 hour? 4 hours short. Well, that's looking like higher highs and higher lows to me. Let's go at the 4 hour and have a look at the right, I can see. But the market is building. There's nothing super high probability about a quick snapshot at that. We just got higher highs, higher lows, and although it's trading under the 4 hour 200 EMA from a price action, it's trading above the 9, so it's price action positive anyway. So you stay away from that. Any longs setting up? No. All right, stop and reverse. Right, we've got stop and reverse on Wall Street pre-market. That reminds me, we need to go back and have a look at the US 500. So, Wall Street today, closing those gaps. I won't leave the stats out. 81% chance of the gap being filled today. Statistically on Wall Street, if the gap is up. So if you're going to do Dow gap today, guys, then you're looking for that gap up. USD CAD. Actually, that was on the radar. Let's have a look. USD CAD. Yeah, USD CAD and Kiwi USD were the two extras that I had going short. and the filters pulled it up as well. So let's just have another quick look. You can quickly see what's going on here. Market is clearly under the 200 EMA. We are putting in lower highs and lower lows. Price action is still positive. We are closing above the 9 EMA, so interesting. Down to 1 hour, we are trading above the 200 EMA. So you would want the market ideally to be taking breaks under the 200 EMA here. Price action from an hour perspective, it's clearly negative as well. So from the 4-hour perspective and the trading action on the 1 hour, the market is negative. If that had been a nice flat bar, that would have been different. Excuse me, 15 minutes. Right, you can see we're at 15 minutes. Lovely flat top there. Did I put this in the edge? Yeah, actually included. So Canadian dollar and Kiwi USD were longs. I may have excluded them. I did USD Swiss, just 2. Don't want to have too many opportunities. We want to be able to focus, but this certainly is one of the ones to trade. I'm just going to wind right back out on the 1 hour. I was rather hoping we'd have a perfect storm and the stocks would be completely overstretched to give us this opportunity, the high rise fall. So you can see here as the market's overstretched, overbought. There's only one direction for the market to go. It is trading under the 200 EMA as well, and we were looking, that would be nice as well for the market to fall, but you can quite clearly see here the market gives up in this area anyway. Quite a big pullback. Let's simply measure these pullbacks just for the moment. That's not a very big one. I'm just looking at where the bulls have given up the range. Hardly done anything here. That's a target that we've gone for earlier in June down in here. The market's then run up and then it started another leg down. So this could be quite easily another wave down, couldn't it? Is anyone interested in the room in trading next? No? Okay, I'll walk on by. We don't need to trade everything that we see, which is kind of interesting. I think if it gives me the perfect storm under here, then I'm probably gonna give it a little look. But we're sat on 2.33% this morning. We do not want to give any of our money back to the market.
Alert triggered.
Right, we've got
Alert triggered.
what alert was that?
Alert triggered.
Spot gold, right. Now we need to try and protect our trade on gold. So let's get into gold and focus on something that we're actually in. It's gone the opposite direction. Right, so the bot failed with a profit, leaving the bot on. Let's check the bot's still running. Yes, reset itself, took the small amount of profit, didn't take the big one. And that's a shame, really. It's a runs on 2% scenario. So it was 5 pips off averaging at So it was up 1%, I'll come back down, but never mind. Right, so markets come back down again. Looks like it might be into a bit of a chop. So we do not need this trade anymore because we'll probably be able to find a better entry lower down. Hopefully, we will get a better entry lower down. Where is my right? Ideally, we'll get a much better. So you can see at the moment here, we're completely overcooked. We're overbought. Ideally, we'll wait while we're live and we'll watch this market come down into some levels here. It's completely oversold. And then we'll look for a better bar than that. We want a night, the perfect storm. That would be a lovely bar, something like this. That would be a lovely bar there. Nice flat bottom. Having the market come down to here. Give us a push up with a nice candle. None of these candles with lots of volume. We want something to set. We want a cautious set off. How did this set off? Full of indecision, indecision, indecision. Boom, there's a big bar. No caution in that whatsoever. Nice breakout as well from a pre. That's a fractal there. I'll show you it. There. That's a fractal breakout here. So it was a nice 15-minute fracker, nice 15-minute bar, and it's got a nice 5-minute frack as well, I would guess. There's a 5-minute frack, new. Price traded above it. Okay, so that's the next one. There's a 5-minute frack there. That would have been great. The thing is, it's like everything in trading. You've got to be patient. Let's just put an alert all the way down here. When the market does, if and when it comes down, get an alert here. That would be nice. Maybe the market can come down into this level here. Then that would be good. So we'll put an alert directly on down here as well. So we'll get some alerts on gold, then we'll obviously come back to gold. Let's go and see how the FTSE's doing. Then we'll go and have a look at the other one, Kiwi USD, just for fun. The USD Swiss, we are triggered in on that, as you'll be aware anyway. So that's okay. Gold, sorry, FTSE. Well, we'll be able to get a better fractal than this now, so we can take that off. We're still in the market. We've locked in the full fifth. We took 1.33% out at 40 pips. It's now 31 pips. We've moved the stop, which was 15 pips up, but we're only half in, so it's no longer 1%. We've locked another 0.5% in. So the worst scenario at the moment, with the FTSE if it gets stopped, is 2.83%. If we lose USD Swiss, that still gives us 1.83%. 2% a week is 161% per year. So we're still on target to do okay. Right. We're just waiting for reversals now. Is there anything that anybody wants me to have a little look at? don't want to overtrade, but we don't want to just sit quietly and stare at charts either. Is there anyone in the room that's been doing any other type of trading?
Can we have a look at oil, please, Steve?
Oil?
Please.
Sure. We were waiting for oil yesterday and it just rose 2.5 bit. Where did it go from its peak? Let's have a quick look from the bottoms on Monday. Wow, 4% on intraday. Wow. Right, let's zoom out. We haven't hit our $62 a barrel yet. Quite interesting. It's still recognizing the oblique support that we drew a while ago now. Back in June, the market's bouncing off this. People are obviously using it as well. We are trading under 200 EMM. From a swinger point of view, that's going to be negative. 4 hour, well, 4 hour and 1 hour, the whole connotation of oils turned positive. Now, quite interestingly here, I say quite regularly and draw these boxes in that when the markets come down and you get consolidated action, it usually breaks to the downside. Usually, and nearly every single time we do it, it does exactly what we're saying. People say to me, why do you say 8 times out of 10 when it happens all the time? Great example here. Didn't happen. We just got that push up. So it's a good example that you can't count on it doing exactly what it normally does. Right. Oil. Certainly don't want to go long on oil. And the markets have oil as a short as well. There's another buy recommendation that come up this morning as well, was pound Japani going long with a strong pound. So we might want to look at that as well, but let's stay on oil. We could do with oil going on. Because if oil goes up, so without looking, you've got the FTSE coming down at the moment. Just over 11% of the constituent parts of the FTSE is oil driven. A lot more with energy, but oil drives 11% of that.
Alert triggered.
But it's coming down. If it's going up, it will help the FTSE come up. I think oil should be I'd like to trade oil short, but it's just technically it's just not in the position to do it.
Alert triggered.
Let's go and have a look at those alerts. What was it you're particularly interested in, Irene, on oil? Were you interested
Well,
in...
so often it runs in tandem with the FTSE, but recently that hasn't been the case.
Right, okay.
You know, often the FTSE's going up, oil's going up, etc. But recently that's been less the case.
It has, hasn't it? Yeah.
So to be honest, recently I've just been leaving it alone a bit more.
Yeah, well, we have been leaving it alone, but it's it's good to leave alone at the moment. It's
when in doubt, do nothing.
Yeah, as I said, what was it that Glenn used to say? If in doubt, do not.
Do not, very Geordie expression. If in doubt, do not.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. I'm going to put an alert under there and see if it does fall. And I'm going to go and check what that alert triggered was. Is it the FTSE as well?
Alert triggered.
No, it's gold coming down further. So
Alert triggered.
let's go and have a FTSE and FTSE and gold. So very quickly, we need to look at them both. Let's look at gold first, because we're already in the FTSE going long still. Right, okay, well, I can keep coming down quite a bit further, really. On the 5 minutes, obviously, come down on the stock. Let's go and have a look at the FTSE. Right. You saw oil, as Irene quite rightly pointed out, they usually move in tandem. You know, what I mean by that is, whatever the oil's doing, it makes a big impression on the FTSE. So, market, as you can see, on balance volume is next to flat. As I said, it's the negatives has come back in again. So I want to leave the longer trade for the rest of the to go up to 55. That would be nice. What would that, if we left that on, what would that be? So 55, 15, it burns. Right, so that's another to 1 point. That would be a 1.8% to finish off for the day if we could get that. And if we don't, we get 0.5% down here. I don't know why I can't get YouTube to work properly. So you've got people here, can't see anything people are talking about. No idea. Pretty rubbish, really. Actually, I will need that up because I need to end the live stream later, don't I? Oh, flipping heck. Right, I need to end the live stream later, don't I? Right. Let's get the live stream back on. So, struggling, isn't it? Struggling. We need to get some action so we can. The market's already broken the daily pivot, so I'm quite happy to take a fractal break here, especially if we can get that fractal break. 14 pips to the target, which is just about there. 14 on a fractal break would take us to 88.27, which would be absolutely fine. Let's put an alert a bit higher up just in case it does start coming out. And we've got an alert a little bit further down as well. Let's keep an eye on gold. Gold's doing that. Stock coming down meaningfully on a 15-minute. We might get a reversal there. Could be quite nice. Just need a nice little bar, take us up through here. It's not on the FTSE as well. USD Swiss is just 3 pips down. It's nothing, it's still working out what it's going to do. I did say we'd go and look at the US 500 and the rationale I'm not breaking thing, not doing the pivot trade.
Alert triggered.
So we'll go and look at that alert triggered.
Alert triggered. Alert triggered.
The FTSE's on a move. Right, okay. Let's go back to the FTSE then. Gonna move this down a bit. Track the gold price so we don't miss it. Right, 14.14 is the order of the day, guys, on this. As we've mentioned before, we just come off it, didn't we? It was 14.14 into camera break out long. Seaboard. I suppose from a risk management point of view, we could, although the ATR today is 9, so if we move this up to 30, it'd still be an ATR move away from the stop. I think I will do that. So if you, or are you still in internet? Have you took the money? You're not gonna. No. So what I'm going to do now, because the market's moved up, I'm going to move my stop up a little bit more.
Sorry, Steve, I am still here.
You've took your money, have you?
No, I've left it in, so I'm watching it quite closely.
Yeah, so I'll just move the stop up now to lock in 30 pips, so that's 1% locked in. So it's another 0.5. To get an electronic burnout, 2.38 plus another 0.5. 2.8. So that's 0.5. So we have 3.33% locked. And this is at risk, of course, here. It's coming right into camera breakout long, so we do want to monitor that. I think once we get probably going to be once we get 3/4 of the way, let's say 10 pips, then we can move this, stop to entry and reduce our risk. So the scenario would be is this becomes risk-free. This one, if it loses, it makes 1% profit. So managing the risk, capitalizing any positions. Okay. Right, I'm gonna go and have a look at the US 500 that I was talking about before. It's still right. Okay. Well, this was yesterday where the market didn't close the gap. Yesterday, the gap was at 62.79. So market came up and dropped like a stone, and there was, I think I put it in the report, a 15-minute bar that I never took. Or is it? Yeah, a long presented itself at 8 o'clock. So that would be the 8 o'clock bar. So there was a nice 15-minute bar there at 7:45, but it didn't close above the 9 EMA. But if you're using the 4:15 reversal, that was the bar. If you are using the 4:15 guide, then that was the bar, and a bit too late, really. Market closed, and if you just left that trade on overnight, it would still be in play. It would still be in play. But I've done what I said I wouldn't do, and I took the pivots off from yesterday. This broke the it brought the previous day's low, so you wouldn't have bought the pivot. Today, the pivot is here. So today, you would be looking at the market coming down. Today's trade is, first of all, close that gap. That would be the perfect scenario would be for the FTSE to go up to Camera breakout low, run out of steam, market that would then be in a nice trigger on the S&P this afternoon to close that gap. Then we would close that gap, and then the market would come and hit C-ball on the S&P as well. Also, that would be the perfect storm.
I must admit, I've still got that one running from yesterday, Steve.
You still got?
Yeah, I'm still on that one from yesterday.
Oh, are you? All right.
Yeah.
I just didn't do it. I spotted it. It's one of those things that you see, you know, like, well, that's good, and then didn't take it.
Yeah, it's on break even at the moment, so I'll just wait and see.
Oh, well, great. So, because Irene's in, we do not want it to come down first. We want it to go up first.
No, go up, then it can come down.
And then come down the close.
Absolutely.
We just want the closing gap done. The perfect storm would be close the gap, come up for Camarilla breakout long, bounce off the cam level, and then hit the gap on Friday. And that would be an absolute perfect storm. But you can't predict what people are going to do. Whatever people do is, you know, the result of what people do is what happens in the market, of course. So yeah. So again, I'm tidying up. I'm on the big bird at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I've got lots to do today. So I'm gonna obviously trade the morning session, and then that's me kind of done really. I know it'll be a lot of sort, and there'll be loads of opportunities that I will miss, but can't be too upset with 3%. We've got USD Swiss slowly coming down. We're now 2.1 under 2 points away, 1.7 pips. And we've got an indecision bar on gold, potentially 15-minute bar reversal coming up. And we've got a further potential 1% on the FTSE here. So we've got quite a bit of rupee collecting to be done today. Be nice. Is there anyone watching on the live stream that's not watched before? Quite interested to get some feedback on what people think. I know the guys, I've seen some of the guys that are in there now. Everyone sat quietly.
Alert triggered.
Actually, we've got Stuart in the room this morning as well. Stuart Lucas. I think he knows Brian and Simon.
Hey, Stephen. Yeah, I'm here. I'm just dying of a fever at the minute, so I'm a bit quiet. But yeah, I've been watching on the Tuesdays so far. Yeah,
right.
I've mainly been focusing on Camarilla levels and also the 15-minute bar.
Yeah, well, really good levels to focus on for sure. Yeah, I switched over what I was doing on the 15-minute the edge. What I had done is I had an automatic system set up on the website, but every time somebody's subscription renewed, so if you joined 1 month and then you kept subscribing for the second month, every day you got 2 identical reports, and then as you did it for the 3rd month, it was going to carry on doing that. It's crazy. So I switched off that automatic send and went to another one, and unfortunately, I don't know why, but Stuart got missed off the list.
No problem.
Oh, bugger. So I said to Stuart, well, sorry for that. Come and sit in the trading room and do a bit of trading with us.
No bother. I do have to leave in 3 minutes because I have a work meeting at 10. So I'll be back on the Thursday then.
Yeah, no problem at all. Nice to
Cheers. Thank you.
nice to see you in the room. Yeah. All right. Okay. Cheers, Greg.
Alert triggered. Alert triggered.
Yeah. Whoops. Oh, someone's writing there. Mhm. Oh, that's interesting. Metal 3D models in there. That's actually my father. What's he doing? He's 88. He's got his own YouTube channel as well, actually.
Oh my goodness. What does he do on that?
I'm just trying to open. He handles 3D metal models, so he does 3D.
Oh,
I'll see if I can get him up. He's probably the oldest. He's coming to 89. He's the oldest YouTuber on the planet, I think. What's he called? 3D metal models. 3D. Metal models. Oh, that's not his handle, is it? Oh, metal 3D models. I'll show you. Um, you're watching this thinking, what are we doing? Where is this?
See you guys Thursday. Take care.
I
Bye.
There.
oh crikey.
That's
Oh,
what,
wow.
that's what it is.
Oh, there a bit.
So he makes models. That sounds kind of
That's an amazing talent, isn't it?
yeah.
Fabulous.
They're all made out of copper or stainless steel. So he puts them up there, and he's got 24 subscribers, I think, yeah. And a few thousand views. And he makes them up, and he's got he builds them up, and then puts them on a cake table, and then they spin around and puts some music on. And he's done loads of them now. He's got glass cabinets full of all these intricate models with hundreds, if not thousands of pieces in, and he builds them. So yeah. Dun, 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 dun. excuse me a minute. That reply to people, not
Using the
not-
right weight matters.
not trying to get on. I'm trying to get on a channel that I can actually flipping well type on. All right. Cheers, Greg. And in the wild trades, okay. In the wild, is that swag trading? Scientific wild ass guessing. Sorry, we went to the song. I was like that in the wild trades. Right, on a more serious note, we're just waiting for this to do its thing. We've got a bit of a fracker break up here. The fractal bottom still held, and we're waiting for that to move. We're locked in 1%. So this remaining trade will ensure this trade if it fails. So we'll stop at 1% and lose 1%. So we'll be back to 2.33, which is not bad for the day. Let's go and have a look. Gold. Indecision time. Nothing happening. USD Swiss keeps hovering between 1 and 4 pips to the positive, to the negative. It's just swinging around at the moment. It's got to find its direction. So if any of you guys that are watching YouTube, I think there'll be some link. Are there some links in? Let's have a look. Open this up with another channel just to have a little look. What I'm looking for is the link so you can get these, at least get the free stuff. Where are we? So this is live at the moment, isn't it? So hit that. And if you go into more, there we are. There. If you want to subscribe to the Daily Edge, £10 a month, it's there. If you want to get the free guide, you hit that. There you are. You get the free guide. There you go. So I'll check that works. Right. No. Oh, fantastic. From Greece. I'm actually trading out and in the countryside, just out of a little place in Cotral near the beach in Spain. Thanks for your comments. Small village in Greece.
Alert triggered.
Right, let's see what time is it? It's 10 past. We're going to be going soon. But it'd be nice if we can get something on it out of gold before we go. This could easily be just a little push downhill, knock people's stocks out. People having stocks under the previous swing lows don't want to get caught with that. Yeah. Come on, let's get a bit of action done before we go. It's not that entertaining, is it, when nothing works, when the markets have made some impulsive moves? Bingo. The writing's come back. Look at this. We're about to leave. We're about session's about over, and then suddenly, obviously, the entertainment value is not that good, is it? Everyone's crashing out. Going to use a few indicators. You can add as many indicators as you want. What they will not do is will certainly not do is identify anything false. That's a fallacy. You can have as many indicators as you want, and you get death by paralysis. If you use Heiken Ashi, just as a general comment, then there are momentum indicators anyway. So MACD is pretty old hat, so is RSI, I think, really. It's what people used to do. Momentum is good on higher time frames, and we use that actually, I'll show on the 4 filter setups. Well, we do use a MACD because a MACD in its own is absolute rubbish. It's like driving a car, look in the rear view mirror. It's only a matter of time before you spoil your day. If you go and look at an MTF, multi-time frame function, then a MACD to finish things off will help. To finish things off, not as an indicator. It's too slow. It's too late. So here, this is the data. Let's put the FTSE up, for instance. Oh, what we were looking at? We're looking at gold, weren't we? Can we put gold on? We can have a look at the 4 filter next time if people are interested. But there's 12 4 filter options available to trade at the moment. So if we look here, I mean, we're looking for 4 filters. That's a 20 EMA. So we've got 1 filter, don't trade. 2 filters, okay. 3 filters, okay. 4 filter, no. So the rhyme is 1 filter, 2 filter, 3 filter, 4. And once you've got 4 filters in your favor, then you go for it. So that needs to be green. And that needs to be green. That's in that thing. So what you will do when the markets are running, then that's green up here, and we've got that green filter here. Whoops. And it says you can trade. There. A 4 filter. But again, it's got to be a break of that bar to do the trade. And there's absolutely loads of those here. So it's generally 4 filter long, identified here to go along. FTSE identified break here, early doors this morning. We did trade early doors this morning, and it went long here. And you can just go through Euro Japan, triggered long on that bar here. Pound Japan. Where's Pound Japan? I could have sworn I saw it on this list, but it's not here listed anymore. Right. Do you draw your support and resistance lines from the body of the fullest candle or just the wicks? Interesting point, because I've been asked this a few times. I keep saying I've got lots of support and resistance videos, but I'm not sure they're appropriate for YouTube, because I do waffle a little bit, and people lose interest by the time they learn how to do it. So I am going to have to do a video for YouTube, which is short, so people will watch it. So rule is, with Aikanashi, you need at least 3, if you're going to do let's say a resistance, and just pour it in here, you need 3 pips if you're going to have a resistance line on any time frame. With day traders, with day trading, I had either 3, there's resistance, there would be support there, 1, 2, 3. Or if I have a high test, then the resistance, when you've got a high test here, it's no good going 1, 2, 3. When you get a very big high test, then the largest resistance you could possibly have, I'm just picking on these and not doing it. Actually, I should do it correctly, shouldn't I? So the demonstration's okay. So let's just do a, have I got one here that I can use? Right. Okay, so, and let's pull, I don't know. We've been, well, we're not trading the DAX, that's ideal at the moment. So if we go into, you can see here, it's already been written up. I have mustard for 4 hours, or yellow. If it's red or green, it is 1 hour. It's either resistance in red, support in green. So if I'm looking at a 4 hour, which is this, I will look to see if I can get three of the wicks in. And again, here you kind of see if you can get 3 of the wicks in. The rule is, or I should say my rule is, what I don't want to do is have a band larger than 15% ATR. In other words, larger than there's no point in having a 4-hour resistance band larger than a normal ATR movement. So it's either 3 wicks or 50% ATR. So on here it would be 40 pips. So on here, 40 pips. So that's too big. So I'd reduce that to 40 pips from there. Now, these are absolute norms. Now, there's a bit of difference. There's an absolute norm, high and low, and then there are support and resistance with momentum runs. So momentum runs, you can look at support stotch. They are not very good because they can run forever. So you can see right here, you can see here the market is overcooked. It's above the 80th percentile here. So, you know, the resistance starts. The resistance that's there. Whoops, I'll get a pen so I can write on it. The short answer, you need them both. Can I get my ruler working again? Yeah. Yeah. There we go. So these are hard areas here. And here you can be overcooked completely for 3 days. So as a day trader, a stock is of absolute no use to you at all. Wicks are the key. Greg, stochastic is better than MACD. Absolutely, Greg. It is. Yeah, no doubt about it whatsoever. I'd throw the MACD in the bin for a stock any day. I wouldn't. I trade for money, trade for a living. Why the hell would I want to use a MACD? It's not going to give me a return, a signal for a return. So yeah, Greg, absolutely spot on. Stock is really good. But it's very important how you set your stock in speed as well for a day trader. You know, 15.55 for indices, because you are trading a group of companies that are, you know, chunking along quite slowly. 30 in the tech, 503 in the S&P, 100 in the FTSE, 40 in the DAX. So we need to have a bit of a smoother run for that. Whereas in Forex, it's flip-flop. One's trading against the other, zero-sum game. We need to have a faster reacting stock. So the best one that I use for my strategies, it's 833. So that's what I use. So, but to get back to the point here, I would say I'm going to do a support resistance trade, a support resistance video, but the wicks are the things that you use. Try and get 3 wicks to either have support or resistance. If the wicks are higher than the average true range for the day, use the average true range for the day. But getting 3 good points in is good. The shoulders, well, all the shoulders are indicating is where the market's closed. Here. So it's not good having a resistance level where the market closes, because the wicks are always going to be, unless it's a Marabuza candle that has no wick whatsoever, you've got to take into account the wick all the time, because the wick will take you out or take you into your final solution. So wicks are the key. So without hey Stephen, do you draw your support and resistance from the body of the furthest candle, or just the wicks, but not one wick? One wick's of no use to anybody. You get a high test there, then you just want to move down to the ATR. Don't need to make it all the way down.
Alert triggered.
Hopefully that's useful. So in short, yeah, I'd throw an RSI and the MACD in the bin, which will make lots of old school technical guys cringe. But I don't do this for technical prowess. I do this for money. And if you want to earn money, then you need to use the tools that are going to make you money. So this is still chunking away. The good thing about this is we're getting this staircase effect now going up here. That's what we want. The bottom needs to be going up and the top doing the same. Why won't that select anymore? I think our PRT is great, but in the hands of IG, I don't know why it doesn't work very good. PRT on its own is a really perfect package. It's very good in IG, but sometimes just silly things where you can't reselect things and happen. So we want this next leg up to give us some real confidence. So we need this next leg up here. Needs to look like this. On balance volume's good. We have the crossover here. We've got a nice green Renko block. If anyone's interested on next Tuesday for 4-filter trading, quite happy to show you the 4-filter trading and use that. But I think we need to think about signing off now, going for some breakfast. We're 42 pips up here. We're flat on that entry. Gold, not set up yet, but what you're looking for if you're happy to trade gold is you're looking for a 15-minute bar, ideally with a flat bottom. Doesn't have to be, it can have a slight wick at the bottom, but what you want to see is the body at least the same size as the wick or larger. What you don't want is indecision. That's what you don't want. So we look at the FTSE. What else have we got? We look at Kiwi USD, and or we look at Kiwi Swiss. Look at Kiwi Swiss, and then I'm gonna call it there and go and get some breakfast. Kiwi Swiss. Well, still nothing, is it? Nothing yet. All indications are that we're trading non-negative candles, but the key with the day trading really is to make sure you actually can accommodate an average true range going in and going out. Just for your heads up, you can see the stochastic settings 833. We have an average true range of roughly at the moment. Wow, average in the top half, ATRs at the very top's about 23, probably 18 to 23. Our stop's 20 above the last swing high. Barring news, we should have a series of lower highs and lower lows, and we'll see where we get to there. Still nothing for you to see, unfortunately. It's hoping we could get a reversal in here so we could do it live. But 15-minute bar reversal, if you haven't got a 15-minute bar tool, go on the links below, get the 15-minute bar tool. One last look at the FTSE. Doing nothing. But that's fully insured trade. Can't lose any money with that scenario on those two trades together. So the worst scenario is we're just going to make money. Right, I'm going to go because we've run over and everyone disappears at 1:15, as I usually do. But so really, thanks for coming. And see you next week. Cheers, Dave. Cheers. If anyone's interested in a walk around and what we do on a one-to-one basis, I'm quite happy to do that with a bit of a Zoom call. Just drop me a note. Contact details are always on every video anyway. All right, see you guys. Bye-bye.